Assalamu alaikum. You're going to draw this special S range, and looking at the drawing you can see 160 decimals is the distance between these two polygons. One is 4-sided and the other one is 5-sided. And then there is a ogee curve, two ogee curves. That is a curve that is reverse on the other side, and that is the center point of it. So let's start with the title block template and go ahead and save as 2027. Start with center line, have your ortho on, and you can start at 100, 100. And the length of the first horizontal line is 160. And on the left end you're going to add your polygon. The first polygon in object layer, the first polygon is 4-sided, so enter, and specify center of polygon or edge. You're going to select edge, so type E for edge, enter, and then first endpoint of the polygon, and then you're going to type the length of it, of the edge, that is 32. Now as you can see, we need to rotate that 45 degrees, rotate command, and you can turn your ortho off and type 45 degrees. Now you have to move that from the geometric center to the end of this line, and to have that geometric center on, make sure check that in object snap settings right here. There is an offset of 6 units. And the other end you have a distance of 52 going down, and at the end is the center of the other polygon, which is 5-sided. So polygon again in object layer, number of sides type 5, and specify center of the polygon. We're going to have center, and then this one is inscribed in a circle of 44 diameter or 22 radius. So I'm going to have my cursor this way, and hopefully it stays in that orientation. And now it's asking for the radius of a circle, type 22, and as you can see it rotated upward, and this point is on the left, so we are going to rotate that from the center, and you can click over here or you can click 90 degrees, and we can draw a line in center layer or match properties with center layer. So as you can see, that makes a 90-degree angle with this. There is a circle of radius 22 or diameter 44, and then there's an offset of 6 inward from the polygon. Now draw a line on center layer from this end to this end. We need to divide that into 4 sections. So you can divide, and this command doesn't work on my computer. Number of segments 4, and it should have 4 segments, but on this computer it's not working. So I'm going to use a different way to accomplish that. For this one, we are going to snap on the perpendicular line. So as you can see, it says perpendicular. So click, and then trim this side of the line. Because I could not divide it, so I'm going to redraw that. So now I have 2 segments, and since there is a midpoint, you can copy this line, grab it by midpoint, and place it on midpoint here and midpoint of this line. So now that's a different way of dividing that into 4 sections. Now you're going to draw a vertical line going down. You can draw just 80 units, just a long line, 80 units going up. And now you're going to extend this line using extend command to the line we just drew over here. And same thing on this side. Now go on object layer and draw a circle at the intersection of this line and passing through this mid of this line. The second circle is going to be on the opposite end, going to the midpoint of the line. Now to keep only the ogee curves, you click on this line, and then trim beyond those. So this is your ogee curve. And now you can offset that 11 units on both sides, this one and this one. Match properties to center line for the center one. You can delete these. There is a fillet between this line and this line. Since this is a polyline, that's not going to work, and this polyline. So we are going to draw another line on top of this one, this one, and on top of this polygon on both sides. And then use the fillet command between this arc and this line that we just drew. Again, fillet radius is 12. And you can click on multiple, click on this. So it's going to allow you to do that. And then the distance, next you're going to draw the ellipse. It's going to be axis and type, starting at the end point where the end of each arc is, and the end of the other. And then it's going to ask for the distance to the other axis, and that distance is 5.5. I'm going to match property to the object layer. And then the hatch, you can put in construction layer, or you can create a new layer for hatch. hatch, you're going to use ANSI 31. This scale is too small. Try 25. And angle 135. And that completes your drawing. Now go to the layout and double click inside your viewport and bring the drawing, unlock the viewport and bring the drawing left. You can pan it and then give it an appropriate scale. Okay, 1 to 30 seems perfect. And then lock the viewport. Make sure, double click outside, make sure your viewport is on def points layer. And then go to dimension layer and add dimensions. Have your perpendicular snap on. Midpoint and nearest are also helpful. We're going to use aligned dimension for all the angular ones, and then linear for the dimensions that are straight. Radius dimension for the arcs. They do have identical radius. You can add 4 times radius 12. To indicate the radius of all radii of all these filler arcs, so you don't have to go and dimension each one separately. And diameter for the circles. Align dimension for this one. Align dimension for this one. And for this one. That completes all the dimension. Update your title block and scale was 1 to 30, and update your date. And that completes your drawing. Your turn. Happy drawing.